What's going on, ladies and gentlemen? It's a John Kerry day in Florida today. Thought I would turn the camera on, catch up a little bit, you know, what's going on. So got the Hyundai together out here, and Hans has been driving that, and had the AC working okay, you know, it wasn't great, and all the pressures and stuff are good, and my clutch went bad, so got a bad coil in the clutch or whatever. And my neighbor just came over and we tried to increase the voltage to the clutch to see if it would make it work any better, and no. So the only other thing I can do is maybe try to re-shim the clutch, but I think I'll just go grab a compressor and throw that on there, cheat another compressor on it from the junkyard. But yeah, so we're just getting stuff cleaned up. Got the body off the chassis over there, so I have to get that all broken down, pull the tranny back out of there, pull the front end back out, get it all torn apart, and detail all the different components, and bolt that together, get some brake lines, master cylinder, stuff like that, and we'll get that all built before we set the body back on. So all that's done. I think the brakes are all fresh, the tranny's rebuilt, just needs to be cleaned up. It got all kind of primer jizz and stuff on it. So we got the body in the paint room here, and we got to finish up a few things on this. We decided to change the color on this car. Some of you guys know it used to be green like that, and to cut that piece in before I welded it in, so you know it'd be all nice and pretty under there, and then we changed the color. So gonna have to crawl under here and do some paint work, clean this up, maybe a little seam sealer here and there, and tighten up some loose ends, get this all finished. And I think I got some runs on the dash that I need to finish, try to sand out, and if I can't get them out I need to repaint those. Ran a little bit around the switches there. And I need to paint the firewall on this, and then we're gonna do some bed liner in the wheel openings there to give them a little protection. So that's where we're at on the Beetle, and I'm gonna go down there today and get everything straightened out with the bill on this thing and go over all that with them so we can get on the same page and stuff like that. But yeah, the race car's still sitting, haven't really done anything. There's a race coming up, but don't know if I'll be able to make that one. I might just take the camera and check that out, and you know, still having a good time in my head from the South Carolina thing. There's our tech sticker, certified, good for a year, so that's pretty cool. Passed tech really easy. Been working on the Ford a little bit, got the head unbagged here, got to get it out, CC these combustion chambers, and gonna have to pull the heads down. I'm gonna CC the chambers real quick, get some numbers, and then go from there. I need to get some old valves so I can polish these chambers up. We're gonna put the polish on these. There's gonna be a E85 motor, so we're trying to get everything as nice as we can so we don't have any sticking issues with corrosion and stuff. And yeah, so these are sort of rough, you know, it's got the rough casting in there, and we'll get those CC'd, equaled out, and smoothed out a little bit. Got a little treat for the Nova. Some guys on YouTube just don't want to see the Nova go slow, I guess. So here's 4130 Cali's crank, really nice piece. About $1,600 in the competition products catalog there. And I guess we're gonna go sort of a different direction with the Nova. So a little more power. Got some parts coming for it, and we'll do a video when I get all the parts together, and I'll show you what we got there. It's a little 509 stroker crank there. So it should be a nice piece, and we should be able to put whatever we want to that bad boy without anything coming loose. So we got to get some rods, need some Corella rods, I was gonna get some Eagle rods, but I don't think I'm gonna go that route. Probably go with some Corellas, something that's super strong. This thing's been balanced. It's had tungsten added to it. Got the bob weight on the box and everything, and she's ready to go. So that's gonna be a bad piece. I do have to get some rods, some different length rods. I have the 6-135s, and I think it takes a 6-385, so need a little bit longer rod for that combination of parts, but we're gonna get some stuff for that. Here's the Ford. Been working on these pistons. Here's the one that's polished up, deburred, and rounded off all the sharp edges on the crown here, on the dome. It's really sharp from the factory, right out of the box. If you put these things in the motor, all this stuff likes to light up and can cause some detonation issues. So we go in there and smooth all this out, polish the piston after we get done, and we'll get them all polished, and then we'll flip them over and we'll balance the pistons, and then we'll send the assembly down and have the rotating assembly balanced. We'll zero out the rods, and actually they'll probably balance the rods end to end and do the crank, and all on balance, and it'll be the pistons, get them all the same weight, and then they'll figure out the bob weight and figure the crank and balance it as an assembly. But yeah, so that's what we've been doing. So we're working on this thing, need to get it done. Ronnie wants to get this put together, so we're gonna go ahead and get it knocked out for him. So we got these looking really really nice. So he was over and pretty happy with them, and yeah, so that's what's going on. So I got the 2110, got that going too, got my heads here, and just about got those all done. Got them all ported, got the intake manifold here. I've been working on that, opening those up. There's the stock side over there, and there's the opening these up. I don't think I'm going to weld these up since it's a street car, but we were going for all-out performance. We would weld these manifolds on the outside and pour it out of the intake manifold into the welded. You know, these get really, they have a choke area down here is what they call it, where the intake manifold shrinks down, and a lot of times we'll weld all this up and make this quite a bit larger through here, so we don't have so much pressure increase going through the choke area. But these aren't welded heads, so you know we're going to use all this manifold, but we'll use some of it. I'm not going to go any further until I get some intake manifold gaskets to match to the head. Put some bluing on these, transfer our intake manifold gasket over to here, and give this the right shape. So 2110, we're going to go super low compression. I got some 300 thousandths barrel shims to put under the barrels, and we're going to try the compression right around 5.9 to 1, very low. Good set of heads. We're going to get a custom cam that doesn't have quite so much overlap, so we won't lose so much cylinder fill, and should be a pretty decent combination of parts. So see how that works out. We'll put that motor in here and see what it does for us. So had some problems with this car the other day. It got left outside and got all wet. I ended up pulling all the ignition parts off the bus here, and everything was new on here. I pulled the distributor out of here and spark plug wires and put on that, and cured it. So I thought that was the issue, you know. Obviously that was one of the issues, but drove it down to Orlando on Wednesday, and the car started acting up again once I got in town. It wouldn't run, started spitting and sputtering like electrical issue, and ended up cleaning the points up and made it run again. And I tried to put this stuff in the bus yesterday, or Saturday, yes, no, it might have been yesterday when the boys were here. But we put all this back in here, put a set of points in it, changed condenser, tried a different coil, different cap, and wouldn't start. So I don't know if something in that distributor is shorted out. I don't know if that's even possible. I was going to pop that out and get on the scooters today and take that with me. Put a new condenser in there, a new set of points, and try that. And maybe buy a set of wires. I don't know if the wires could go bad, but had a lot of water in the cap. So I know that was an issue. But yeah, I'd like to make this thing run again too, so I can get it painted. So that's where we're at. That's what's been going on. Not a whole lot. So yeah, Andrea was at the beach. I guess she put a couple videos up of that. So yep, looks like they had a good time. I went over there Saturday, and the beach was pretty crowded this weekend. And they were staying at a condo over there with some friends, and couldn't get a parking pass for there, and all the parking lots were full over there in Daytona. So I just didn't do the beach thing. It got so full that the beach was even closed for a while. So that's too many people for me. I just hang out here. Nissan tranny is junk. Transmission's all good. Obviously, you guys saw the parts. Clutches, bands, drums, all that stuff's fine. The issue with this tranny is the valve body is bad. It's only available through Nissan. You have to buy the computer, which is attached to the valve body. They'll sell you the computer and the valve body, but it has to be programmed by Nissan. So after you get it all put back together, that truck has to be flatbedded down the Nissan, and they have to relearn the computer on the valve body to the truck. So it's going to be a major deal to make this thing work. The only option I got is to reassemble the hard parts into the tranny, buy a valve body and computer, and take it to Nissan and have it reprogrammed. I do have some friends that work at Nissan, so I might be able to make it happen, but the valve body is ridiculous. The computer's expensive, so I don't know. I'm working on something else. You know, it's a 2006 truck, and it's got killer air. It's a really low mileage. It runs really good, but I hate not being able to service or work on something. So I'm thinking about maybe an LS swap for the Nissan. Trying to find a 6-liter with a 4L80E tranny, and then I could go standalone Mega Squirt or some sort of standalone computer for the motor and the transmission, and have my truck back. But as far as getting all crazy down at Nissan, I don't know if I'm going to do that. We're going to see what they have in mind for a valve body and the computer, and then how many labor hours they want to charge to program it. You know, talking $100 an hour at the dealer, plus the ridiculous part. So the only other option would be a used tranny, and from what I hear, sometimes that's hit or miss. You know, you have to get the right pin count and all that stuff on the electrical connector there. So that might be another option. But you know, you're spending $600-800 for a used tranny. You really don't know a whole lot about it, and I want it to be dependable where I can pull my car to you know, out of the state to different places. So I don't want to be broke down on the side of the road with computer issues that I can't fix. So that's what's happening. I'm gonna go ahead and shut this off. Here's a shot of the back window there. I got to get Tom Duncan sticker put on there. I talked to Doug, Lakeside Rancher there, and he said that he liked going to the races and stuff. That's pretty cool. So yeah, and then Craft Auto Repair there, Dan Electro 1968. Don't know where he's at, missing in action. No Dano for a while, but yeah. So let me go ahead and shut this off before I start babbling. Nova's still working as a bench here pretty good, and the Bermuda Triangle back here, as Matt refers to it. This is the one spot in the shop that no production happens. So everything comes to a standstill right there. So that's where we're at. Let me shut this down. You guys have a great day. Push that record button out there, make some videos, all that good stuff. And we go to the junkyard and get some AC parts. Maybe I'll take the camera with me. I think I'm going to go down to Scooters today though and deal with that car maybe tomorrow or the next day. Yeah.